All right, this is documentation of what is evidence of stalking with light. This is where the same demons who are gang stalking, when you see the police department, the sheriff's department, the fire department, when you hear and see them, they are the same entity. These are the elderly that are gang stalking at an apartment complex. And the evidence of stalking with light is directly proving that. It's not circumstantial, it's direct evidence. This is, again, the absence of any sunlight. You see, again, the illusion. That's supposed to be sunlight out there because this is supposedly the sun that's outside, but you know that this is the sun that remains over the same building, like you saw them gang stalking at 2:52 in the afternoon. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 hours from now. The fake sun is still here as I'm documenting it over this same building. Not only that is the absence of any sunlight, and then you have what is manifesting sunlight above the door on the inside of the apartment, okay? This is the entity that is indeed stalking with light. This is where the entity is maintaining amplified audible activity and maintaining presence. Presence at an apartment complex where gang stalking is underway is by the very residents themselves and the employees. Okay, this is the significance at what is 12:53 p.m., the fake sun being right here, and the residents are pacing with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. At 12:45 p.m., the fake sun still being here, and the Ontario Fire Department pacing, using sirens and trucks where the demons are part of the government, the City of Ontario gang stalking. That which is engineered light, this which is engineered light, is appearing on the inside above the door, on the inside of the apartment, just manifesting out of nowhere. Okay, because also sunlight's not traveling in through the shade and then somehow manifesting in the concentrated light above, and it's distinct from what is the fake sun that is still here, as you saw in video, reflecting off of these vehicles in the same parking lot of at what is 2:52 in the afternoon, the same parking lot where it's still reflecting off of the same vehicles in the same parking lot at 5:03 in the evening, where a population is indeed engaging in that POC, pacing around in the same manner. Okay, the vehicle on Vine Avenue, the demon walking outside of the gate, this demon that's employed by AVANATH, gang stalking under the same circumstances. All right, and that's again the impunity of not only Tracy Banks, they are all engaged in that documented act of criminal defamation, where all of the entity was aware of everything that's stated inside, everything that's happening, including everything in the bathroom. They're all being prosecuted as the violent sex offenders that they are monitoring, and doing so amongst the impossible light activity while evidence is being documented. That's relevant to what is ongoing, the P.O.C. While you are gang stalking as a property complex, you are not ignorantly gang stalking, and this is the direct evidence of it. That is, again, AVANATH gang stalking, the body of evidence of him and all of his gang stalking relatives in Unit 41. Remember, the kids are playing around in the same engineered light here well after 5 p.m. while this fake sun is right here as I document on video after 5 p.m. That's a demon that acts with impunity. That is, again, very unpersuasive. It's called malice and the mentally ill who are psychopaths gang stalking as a citywide effort. That's the significance of that white vehicle on Vine Avenue at the same time that this demon walks by, representing AVANATH employees who are gang stalking at a venue, not a private residence, where the supernatural is the relevant context regarding presence in that environment where the government is engaged in what is the satanic means of surveillance, okay? This is the engineered light where they're driving around in engineered light. That's what this is when they drive around and engineered light floats beyond their vehicle along walls and on the asphalt. It's not sunlight. Neither is that sunlight. Neither is that the sun, okay? That's the POC and breaking down that illusion where the entity is engaged in criminal defamation, projecting their mental illness on the targeted individual, which is a federal offense. It's serving for what is the means whereby the entity is engaged in criminal summoning, kidnapping, and criminal defamation in order to facilitate that kidnapping. This is POC inside of the apartment, where all the elderly are gang stalking and AVANATH employees, just like you see them pacing around in that engineer light. That's manifesting inside while you're opening the door. That has nothing to do with sunlight. And this is indeed the engineer light that is here while the entity is maintaining presence, activity in the form of merely walking by. And that is the impunity where domestic terrorism by the government is underway. And that third party is representing the entity that's gang stalking on an ongoing basis and doing so while they know that they're being documented. So that level of impunity while you are being documented engaging in terrorism is directly supporting what is prison and mental asylums. And the AVANATH employee, this Latino male, is engaging in the same POC where that fake sun that you see outside of the apartment is on this side of the same apartment at 2:53, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And he is exhibiting that same disregard and that's just not somebody that's ignorant. That's not why you have that disregard. That's the pattern of the demon possessed who are gang stalking in the role of being strangers to you. All right, that's relevant to psychological torture where the entity is being targeted indeed, and the evidence of targeting is also in that environment in addition to the government's gang stalking and the people of the state's pattern of conduct. You're not ignorant while the entity is surrounding with engineered light in the way I'm showing you inside of the apartment and as I've documented throughout the state of California where the people of the state are gang stalking. It's 9:08 a.m. This is POC at Woodside Senior Apartments where the sun is being maintained in the same manner in Los Angeles, California in conformity to a statewide POC.